This is the dumbest tweet that Michael Shermer has sent
I have talked to like
this
a
year.
Mehmet. At the moment, he's like seemed to be doing something, but I just told him that he's like welcome to join at any time.
Okay. Cool. So how have you been this week?
Oh,
That sounded... Either that was really good or really bad.
well, okay. Well, I heard that whatever you were playing, whatever it is. But yeah, for me, it's been a week. And remember,
Okay.
even though it's the weekend, the work week is a fiction. We can get rid of it if we really want to. This is Social Justice Alchemy.
Or we could try this one. Welcome to the weekend. And remember, come the revolution, it will be nothing but weekend.
Nice.
We can work on it. We can work on it.
I like the fact that I've like included the revolution part because apparently just for saying the possibility of a revolution, that's
You want to
kind of
murder
like
people, and I judge you for it, but...
yeah, no, okay. People can just judge me for whatever it is like I'm doing. I'm used to that, and it's just like so. Yeah, so on Monday, I did posted a meme, as it were. I'll probably put it in Discord so that people can see it as well, but I have to like find it home. But the gist of it is basically the takeaway, and it's not a hard takeaway, is that I want to kill landlords, or all the landlords. And so, because of that, I am an advocate for mass murder.
Well, that's true. You are a Nazi. The Nazis were socialists. That's in the name.
Oh, yeah, so that's right, of course.
They were far left. They were the extreme left. They were Antifa. They were anti-fascist.
Yes. And the far left is just the same as the far right. They're all bloodthirsty maniacs.
Yep. Can't trust any of them. They'll lie. They'll do things like kill socialists just to convince you that they're not socialists.
How dare they? I'm also busy like tweeting this out, so it's like it'll take me a second to actually like find the meme before that we're talking.
That's fine. For the listeners/watchers, Julie will not be joining us this week. Assholes were playing music super ridiculously loud right below her window. And although they did manage to stop before the stream started, they also managed to give her a migraine, so she will not be here. Tom has not given us an excuse of any kind. I think he's just super old.
We haven't also messaged him as well. Or at least I haven't.
I also have not. But I don't think he's on Facebook. And as we know, he doesn't use anything else. So,
damn it, Tom, what are you doing? But we all know he's a friend and he's old, so we know that he's not like ghosting us, or maybe he's enjoying a hot dog.
Maybe he took all of his strength to make it rain in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wait, so like Tom is like a weather guy?
No, he just has the power to be so cranky it rains.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. That's where the power to make it rain comes from. Wait a minute.
Either that or God hates Donald Trump and thus made it rain on him again. It literally rained on his parade.
Yes. Wait, is that
just like it rained on his inauguration, it keeps on raining on Donald Trump because he is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, nobody showed up.
Okay, finally found like a image as I was talking about the shitpost meme that I did post it on Monday and without context. Because after I got a bit of reaction from it on Twitter, I was like, I did post it to like my other social media, and it's like, oh, I haven't checked Tumblr because like I ignored the notifications from Tumblr, honestly. But everywhere else, it's just like I did preface. Maybe this is too strong, but I still agree with the sentiment of at least of like getting rid of private property rights, thus get rid of landlords. I don't want to actually kill all landlords, but I live in a society where there's no such thing as landlords. We don't have those things.
Mm-hmm. I will be frequently quite distracted. This week, it's been a week, so the kitten is a week older, which is very significant when you're only like 6 weeks old. And the thing is, I named this kitten Sasha, which is a Russian nickname for Alexander. And it's also deeply ironic, because this little dude has no chill. Unlike the Russian winter, which is very chill.
Right.
So I will occasionally streak for no apparent reason because the kitten has jumped on me with his incredibly sharp multitude of claws.
Right.
And now I'm going to go ahead and switch the video, I think, the one playing in the lower left-hand corner of the stream, to the one I took of me trying to feed him, showing him having no chill about food.
Mm-hmm. But I like, but now Sasha is going to be the new star of social justice Alchemy, which I don't have a problem with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Andy Ngo is still a thing.
Yes, he's still a thing for now.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because he's still a lying douche canoe.
Yes, exactly. And it's because, thank you to all of the Antifa protesters in Portland for rightfully providing vegan milkshakes for everyone as they were prepared to have interactions with the Proud Boy. Thank you, Jimmy J.
Oh, Jamie's in the chat?
No. The Jimmy J has not shown up, but they are from Portland.
Oh.
And was and
is
they
that why
have
you said Jamie J?
Thank
you, Jamie J.
And they they have said they have organized some activities before, yes, and they said on Twitter that they are proud of their Antifa comrades.
Yes. First off, good for Antifa standing up to the Proud Boys. Boo on the Proud Boys for being fash. Boo on Andy Ngo for being fash. And no, Antifa does not beat up journalists. They beat up the fash. Andy Ngo is fash.
Yeah, Andy Ngo has a history of doxing people and reporting on who is Antifa or who's been part of protests, or even he one of the sneaky things that he did that Thought Slime mentioned on his video is that he would look at go up to a DSA, Democratic Socialists of America sign up sheet and take a picture of it so that he can use all that to later dox people who probably been in in Antifa protests and
Mhm.
Antifa block book or stuff like that. And so yeah, doing something like that, and for
And these
people
people
who
will then show up in like full body armor, a dozen strong, outside of people's homes late at night. So that is what Andy Ngo does. That's why he got the. And let's be honest, he didn't get badly hurt, despite what
Nope.
he claims. It was a money-raising stunt. That's all it was.
Yep. And I have seen the bad take where it's just like, oh yeah, you funded Antifa people. Look what you did with Andy. No, he now has got like money from like GoFundMe because like a bunch of you like punched him and threw milkshake at him, and that's just like real wow, very victim blaming kind of horseshit.
Mm-hmm. Andy, no, deserved it. Hey, Mithril Hunt. So, yeah, that is the news on Andy Ngo. I don't think there's anything new with him. Oh, wait, there is. Michael Shermer.
Oh yeah, he's still wrong about a lot of things, and he's the like editor of like a Skeptic magazine or something.
That is the name of the magazine, in fact. Hey, Marty. Yeah, editor of Skeptic magazine, Michael Shermer. Big voice in the skeptic and atheist communities for years, despite being a credibly accused rapist. He has also been pretty right wing for years, and he's the one who posted a tweet the other day about how the Nazis were left wing.
Oh, and yet I personally got horseshoe theory as well, and so fuck. I'm just gonna have to get used to like being horseshoe theory throughout the rest of my political life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I want too much of a drastic change to the entire world, and by wanting that drastic change to the entire world, and with like our entire economic system and political system, it's scary to people. So, wow, you're just like those other scary people over there.
Well, the comic says you have the fascists saying they want to kill everybody of a particular gender or race, and you have Antifa saying they want to stop the other guy, and then you have the centrists who can't tell any difference between them.
Can't we compromise?
Maybe just a little genocide.
No. The centrists will compromise with them from genocide to just murder.
And I just shared a link in the thing to a video by Rebecca Watson taking Michael Shermer apart. She did an excellent job. It's only 10 minutes long.
Rebecca Watson still being like awesome, and yet it's like I don't know how long ago it was, maybe like earlier this week or something like that. But someone just like asked like Christy Witters, "Hey, Rebecca Watson's been like in the atheist, secular, humanist like community for a long time. How come she never got like any like big recognition like the other atheists and secular humanists?" And I honestly think it's honestly because she's a woman. And I
It
think
is
that's
because
like,
she's a woman. And a feminist, rather than, a piece of shit like Shilon had.
oh yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
She upset Dawkins by talking about a thing, which spurred Dawkins to say something incredibly stupid, which meant Dawkins got embarrassed, which meant that he then had to blacklist Watson for the rest of time. So she found it impossible to get speaking gigs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Marty. And Leto is not here. As I typed in the live chat, she's having a migraine. But also there were idiots, or jerks outside of her apartment that were playing music really, really, really loudly. Her partner told them to stop, but that still caused them to like have her for her to have migraine. So that's why she won't be joining us. We don't know where Tom is.
Yeah, Tom has not. Tom is incommunicado. And fuck off, babe. That's for you, Marty. I know it's not as good as Julie would do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to even attempt. I can say fuck off, but it's like I won't attempt to imitate Julie. Even though imitation is the most serious form of flattery.
I'm even more distracted than usual still. The kitten is in my lap and he will not stop.
Kitty, don't
and
stop.
He's too low for the camera, so there's that.
Oh, that's fine. We still got like cute animals on like cameras right now, and like so Kitty watch or Kitty update. The kit Sasha is going to like keep their tail. Do you still have like a bandage it or put gauze
on? He still has gauze on there. He's still missing, a goodly amount of skin, and it's going to take probably months for it to heal completely. But he is in a super good mood, even despite that. I mean, it's the equivalent of basically, trigger warning, missing skin from your ankle to your knee, and yet he's still in a ridiculously good mood. Always.
I guess he's so happy to be discovered by you. So yes.
Oh, is he finally going back to sleep? It looks like he is.
There's nothing wrong with Sleepy Kitty because then they can
everything is wonderful about Sleepy Kitty and Playful Kitty. Basically, kitties are wonderful.
So yeah, we actually already just covered a lot that was happened this week. For me, I was an advocate for mass murder, because I think it's like I did clarify in other tweets. Honestly, for me, if it was just I was prepared. I'm prepared to just like let it be. It's like, I didn't like make any clarifying statements. I just posted without any contrast. I still think the meme is funny, honestly, because like I'm looking at it right now. It's like a survey from like a property owner, or it's just like a survey asking people who rent, and the question is, what do you think is the main issue for people who rent privately? And the answer in bold letters: landlords. Which is like tied to like private property, but it has the person in it that is like the one who's like controlling the private property. And the next question is, what could we do to improve private renting in Southwark at the location as it is? And so then the answer is kill all landlords. And I still find that funny because like the problem with private property is that it's private property that you have to rent from. And there's just like people who are put in charge of that, landlords, and so it's like it's making it personal, and thus like someone to kill as well. Now, still, just as the bill and the caption is, just like Mao taught us. That's the only part I have a problem with because I'm not a Maoist.
Really, it's not kill all landlords; it's kill landlordism. Kill private property.
Yes, get rid of the private property, but like people who read it as just literal kill all landlords, or I'm advocating for mass murder, as it were. And I was prepared to just like, I'll just leave that there. But then Luciano and Captain Andy responded and explained the anarchist position, or tried to explain the anarchist position of why it is we want to get rid of private property. But every single time that like they explain their position, they come back, but do you have to like advocate for mass murder? And so it did devolve from that. And so I did clarify in like future threads and like on Wednesday, I decided to like wrote a long thread, and that started the conversation. So basically, because of all that, the conversation started on Monday, but continued until like yesterday, and with some remnants of today. Now, to thank you to all the people that reach out to me privately, and all the people that like contact me through there, and as well as all the people that were defending me and aren't defending the ideas of like anarchism and libertarian socialism. And I thank those people as much, even though by liking all of the tweets by my comrades, like Mabase on Wednesday, it seemed to like it looked like I was liking tweets that said "kill all liberals," which that's not what the tweet said, but that's how the tweets got interpreted. And me liking them kind of like caused the people who were criticizing me cognitive dissonance in that he says he's not for killing all landlords, but yet he's liking all these tweets. And so yeah, maybe it was passive aggressive. I can definitely understand that take, but like I do want to get rid of private property, and I do want to like live in the world of like anarcho-communism or anarcho-syndicalism and of true socialism global wide. I want to get rid of capitalism, bring death to capitalism, and I honestly do not see any other way to do that other than like a revolution of some kind. I'm just am afraid that it has to be a violent one. I hope that it's not a violent one, but I doubt that it won't be. And even if we do non-violent tactics and do non-violent civil disobedience and all that, we will be met with violence. We will be met with force by the state for sure, and by the capitalist class. And so, by recognizing all that, sometimes I should not play the violent revolutionary card when explaining anarcho-communism to like liberals. That's certainly my mistake, which was my mistake 3 weeks ago in like a stream I was on. Because I think I'm not a great ambassador for like anarchism.
Can't remember. Was that an objectively subjective stream?
No, it was like Mrs. Snarky's Let's Talk Politics stream.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks
Although,
ago.
to be fair, Mrs. Snarky is one of the members of Objectively Subjective's group things.
Yes.
That's right. Marty's got it right. When you get called on your violent memes, just fall back on saying it was just a joke.
But yet, we have, and all of us had, and we explained it's just like eating the rich, or just like you. No one has like came to me I said I eat the rich or I want to eat the rich. You want mass murder? No one comes to me to that, or guillotine motherfuckers. No one says I'm advocating for mass murder, or maybe they do, and I don't realize that. So. There's that, I guess, maybe.
Well, you are literally exactly the same thing as a Nazi, so...
Oh, right. That's right. And yeah, that did happen, because I did get, like, horseshoe theory. And I can only have myself to blame as well, because, like, I did eventually block the motherfuckers, like Little Arnold told me to. But yet, I will say this. I much rather to block people than be blocked by people, because I can still see like the people's tweets of the people I blocked. So, and it's very easy function for me to do that. So I have been like lurking in a bunch of things, and also it's like on the same week on Tuesday, Maddie Objectively Subjected was like chatting with like Comrade Nautica, who was in those hosted the 2 streams of like moving towards a better atheism on Steve Shaw's channel with like Larry Yellman and Bethany Turner, and then Alex Jules the first week, and Marissa McCool the second week. And so, and I know that like Comrade Nadia, being a comrade, would have anarchist leanings and probably be for the revolution, as in it's one of the only ways for us to achieve the like utopia vision that we all dream of. And even though she hates that, like, oh, that's a utopia vision, it's never going to happen, but people are dying in the streets right now. And so I saw like she was replying to like someone else on Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. And then I was liking all of like Comrade Streets while like the liberals were giving their position, And yeah, so it was a thing too. So I've been lurking around their circles on Twitter, but I stopped. And I think it's finally died down. So, but yet I was lurking around, liking all the tweets about like anarchism, liking all those tweets because I do that. So anyway.
Okay. So this is a good time for questions for anarchists, since we're not being distracted by Tom and his love of anime.
Well, it's so actually, yeah. So like lurking through those threads, I have like seen some of those questions, and I feel like I failed to answer them. But yet, I don't. But some of these questions, honestly, I don't think that there's any like good answer that liberals will accept, or what they wanted to do reform. I'm be like reform either is too slow or is not enough or it doesn't go far enough or any reform that can be done can be undone, because I don't think that in the past 50 years we have made amazing reforms. Well, no, there's been a lot of reforms made, but we can do better. And also there are some reforms that are being brought back. And honestly, like the taxes, we haven't gotten back to the taxes that they were in the 50s. And so it's like, in that sense, I don't think there's been good reform.
Nope, reform's gone entirely in the wrong direction. Because, you know, the wealthy have power, and they have been using that for the last 70, 80 years to dismantle the few gains made by social democracy in the 1930s.
Yep.
So, you want to kill people, obviously. How many people will you kill in your revolution?
I don't want to kill people. I love to like be able to like transition to anarchist socialism or anarchist communism. Definitely post capitalism for sure, as much as possible. However, I know that I don't think see that's happening without some kind of revolution. Which that's another thing, is another confusion. When people think of revolution, they just think of like the French Revolution or the American Revolution. So it's either a war or a significant violent act. When I see more revolution, besides, a revolution is just like a spin around, or as it were. So it's just like a complete turnaround of like as a dramatic change of the society around us. And so I don't plan to kill people in the revolution, but if I'm met with force, I'm not going to oppose using force, as it were. And people can interpret that as meaning that I want to kill people. But that kind of like question ignores the fact that like people are dying in the streets right now. Like, I don't know, 18 million a year worldwide or something like that. And there's a lot of people that are dying just because they're homeless, because they're disabled and they're homeless. Because they starve. There's 42 million Americans that are starving from hunger right now, even the working poor. And so there's a lot of like, and then like around the world, and then a lot of the problems with like starvation is happening, all because like food is commodity. So people who are unwilling to give up their power will be met with some force, which is...
And that's why you're putting battery acid in your milkshakes.
And you see, they will, even if they are not, even if like the powers that be are not using force against us, or like the people who are, I would say, bootlickers for the like political elite or the corporate elite, as well as like the class traders, the cops in the military, they will even smear us for just attempting to protect and marginalize people. And so, yes, and so the right-wing smear machine. So that's why, yes, according to them, we're putting battery acid and quick-dry cement into milkshakes. Even though like the quick dry cement doesn't like do what they think it is the sugar will break down cement.
Yeah, no, you just want to hit people with cinder blocks. I think that's what it is. You're violent. You're super violent. You want to kill people. You want to kill landlords. You posted the meme. I'm sorry.
Yes. And yeah. So it's like, and I will throw a brick through a Starbucks windows. Not a mom and pop store. I'll like, those ones. I don't think we should throw bricks through. Definitely any corporate establishment. Definitely.
So what you're saying is you support violent corporate sabotage. Okay.
I'm just looking at it. I'm catching up with the chat right now again. It's like, yeah, how do we get Noam Chomsky to run for president?
I don't know. He's super old. I don't really want another old white dude. I mean, he's probably Jewish.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He's got a very foreign sounding name, and he looks white, therefore probably Jewish. You know how that works.
True. And also, I don't think he'll be interested. Much like Mike Gravel, who's running now, who I like from what little I know of Mike Gravel, I like him a lot. But he's not interested in like running, and he didn't even make it to the debates.
I don't recall. Stephen Colbert and John Oliver and what's his name, Seth Meyers, didn't make fun of him, so he probably wasn't there.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a good point, Marty. Noam Chomsky's policy would be a hell of a lot better than almost anyone who is actually on that stage. Probably better than all of them.
And true, and we shouldn't be ageist either.
Yeah. How old is Noam Chomsky anyway?
I would guess in like either in his 80s or towards his 80s.
He is 91, almost. He's 90
Wow.
and 1/2. So definitely not Noam Chomsky. He's 15 years past his expected lifespan.
It's amazing that he's still around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good on him.
Yes. I still need to read his books fully. I have read parts of like Manufacturing Consent and On Anarchism, but yeah. And so about anarchism.
Yes, I saw they're demanding her birth certificate. What the fuck? I mean, I don't particularly care for Kamala Harris, but what the fuck?
Yeah, I kind of do have my issues on like some of Kamala Harris's the history and of some of the proposed policies or lack of proposed policies in some regards. But come on, it just the birther thing that was racist horseshit for Obama. It's racist horseshit now for Harris. There was also there was also like an article that was shared that's in where it's like someone denying that Kamala Harris being black, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, no, you don't need to attack Kamala Harris that way. Just don't. No, stop it.
You know she's black because they've started a birther conspiracy about her. It's right there. Notice they didn't start a birther conspiracy about Elizabeth Warren.
Yes. I want a birth certificate for Trump's father, Satan. I agree with you, Marty.
Now, Trump doesn't have that good a legacy or anything like that. He's the child of a minor imp.
Yes. That minor amp still managed to the fraud for over $400 million or something like that. So, and that was the start of Trump's empire. It is a Trump empire.
Yep.
He wants to be an emperor.
Yes,
oh my
he does.
God! And that's our president. I mean, the military parade or tanks.
I mean, it looks super duper fashy. I shared it on Twitter and Facebook the other day. A blog post, I think on Mad Art Lab, or maybe I can't remember exactly who, comparing Trump's rally, his 4th of July thing, to a number of literal fascist rallies.
Mm.
You know, the level of symmetry, the historical icons, the militarism. It's super duper fashy. So how about some good news? Is there any good news out there? I mean, apart from my kitten being the best at literally everything. You should see him dunk.
Okay. I will say this. Even though it is no longer Pride Month, that still doesn't mean that the queer people are disappeared. We're still here. In fact, I shared some memes before where it's Pride Month too. Electric Boogaloo.
It's disabled month.
Oh.
Or at least I think so. I've been seeing a lot of people tweeting disabled stuff, disabled stories these last few days. So I assume that it's a disabled Pride Month kind of thing.
And little Anna's not here. Well, it's the whole month, so she'll be here next week. Hopefully.
Indeed.
But also, it's even though Pride Month may be over, July is LGBT Wrath Month. And then August is Lust Month. And then September is Greed Month. October is Envy Month. And then November is Gluttony Month. And from December to May is Sloth Month.
Oh, Marty got a haircut. Nice.
Yes, I seen it on your Facebook. It looks good on you. And it's good that it doesn't trigger your dysphoria. I mean, it's good because it looks good, but it's also good because it doesn't trigger. And yeah, so.
And we just got a message from Tom. He slept through 2 alarms. He's groggy, not feeling well. He might show up later.
That's okay. So whenever Tom shows up, Tom will show up, and Latrano can still show up if she feels up to it too.
Probably not. Migraines, even at their least debilitating, they're still debilitating.
Okay, yeah, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I believe you. So yeah, what else happened this week? And what good news happened this week? Damn, I'm still drawing a blank. I should prepare for these things with some news stories, or just go to a news website. Well, that's the thing. Is what leftist news site is there? Because I know of Democracy Now, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's just I think a narco bat kind of said they like Democracy Now, but sometimes they're just too heavy on just how the neoliberals are bad and capitalism is bad, which I don't disagree with, but sometimes that's all they talk about. Tom McDonald sent his message via Xenophone. Nice, Tom McDonald. I think I get that. Googling it anyway.
Hey, Tom. Semaphore is when you use flashing lights to send signals. You can do basically, it's like Morse code, only instead of sounds, you use light.
Ah, yes. Would it be a cultural appropriation if we say smoke signals?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Personally, I prefer to use carrier cats. Messenger cats.
Ah, much more cute.
The message is entirely unpredictable, but always welcome, no matter what the message is.
Nice. Now that I think about it, if I'm trying to find like good news, I probably should not go to Democracy Now, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, let's see what Google has for me.
Ooh, California's new vaccine rules are effective.
Forcing all
Kindergartners who are behind on their vaccinations dropped to just 4.9% in 2017.
California will be one of the states to do it, and yes, Oregon and Washington too. I think there was like a bill that anti-vaxxers kind of like protest, and yeah, you gotta love some people in this country, some people in this world, and it's like yeah, anti-vaxxers like it's more likely to be like left leaning or left of center. So it's just like, like I said before, it's like I don't know anyone that's anti-vaxxers, but it's like also it's not like exclusive to the left because I do know a coworker is very much Republican and is definitely wrong on trans issues. I had a conversation. It was a polite conversation though about that. But he also just like is anti-vaxxer and pulls up like it causes autism, and it's just like I was so resisted, like just going on a whole tirade there.
Anti-vaxxers are garbage.
And for my coworker, I determined even if I present him with all the facts, he will come up with something else or just like don't agree. So it's like I don't talk to him about.
Fortunately, more and more states are doing the right thing and basically forcing vaccination on people.
Good.
Because it is a public health issue.
Yes, herd immunization, and also here's the thing for me. So like I never got the MNR vaccine at the 6th grade because I did receive the MNR vaccine as a baby, as we all did, but unknowingly that didn't cause me to be super sick. It's because they didn't know at the time, but I have an egg allergy, and so for 6 months I was sick after eating that vaccine, throwing up everything that I was like eating, not gaining any weight. And it wasn't until that vaccine finally passed through my system, as it were, I got better. I was like even put in like an MRI machine or an X-ray, and like had to be sedated in order to like stay still, and they still couldn't figure it out. It wasn't until I was
You still have to be sedated to keep you still, though.
True. It wasn't until I was like tested for allergies at the age of 10 to realize like, oh yeah, I'm really allergic to eggs, and so yeah, and so that's why in 6th grade I never got that, and so yeah, so urban immunization is like important for someone like me because there are just people for legitimate medical reasons that can't get those vaccines, and yeah, who wants measles?
I do. Wait, no. Hot pants. Short shorts. That's what we want. Not measles.
I mean, who wants short shorts?
Everyone.
I mean, the short shorts goes well with my leggings. And if the short shorts have pockets, then yes. Ooh, London climate activists descend on oil company HQ, demand an end to drilling. Okay, there's some good news I see on democracy now. Local act.
You cut out there. You gotta remember to hold down the button.
Hey, Tom.
Tom!
Hello. Am I
Be very
here?
quiet.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
But from
It's
a very great
it's a little-
distance.
Yes, it's an almost tin
Can you
can.
hear me now?
Even
not
quieter.
better.
Try getting a shorter string on the tin can.
Yes, exactly. And I'll entertain the audience, and while we wait for Tom McDonald to fix this audio issue. Now, for the most
And
part,
I will entertain my cat. It works.
Is this any better?
Nope.
It's no, not really. It's not as good as your previous appearances.
Fuck.
Again, just like Julie, I love it when Tom McDonald swears. I just find it innately funny for some.
It's probably because Tom is awesome and funny in and of himself.
Oh, that can't be it. Okay. Is this at all any better?
I mean,
Not really, no.
you're still audible, so we can still hear you. That's not the problem. It is lower than it used to be. So it's either increase the gain or something, or increase the volume, output volume or input. No, no.
Turn up the gain.
Yeah, turn up the gain. That will be it.
Is this any better?
Whoa, no. Way quieter.
That was worse, actually. And while Tom McDonald fixes the audio issue, something that did show up on my feed, because this Thursday was the 4th of July, and for me, it was just a day off. That's how I treated it. It's just a day off, and I didn't do any YouTube stuff. I did literally nothing all day, which is not a problem for me. Well, it kind of is.
You mean you weren't in any YouTube chats?
Hold on. Okay. It's possible that, yes, I was not in any YouTube chats, because I don't know if there was anyone streaming on, 4th of July.
Huh. That is unsettling.
You're very low, Tom, still. But what I did saw that I shared on my Facebook and I shared it on Twitter as well is Danny Glover reads Frederick Douglass's The Meaning of 4th of July for the Negro. And I'm going to paste the link to it in the...
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
Whoa, even quieter, Tom.
This is going to be social justice, tech
support.
talk.
This is ASMR.
Ooh, better.
Me being quite sexy now. Hello.
We're going to talk about how to bring forth the revolution. We're going to talk about how it is important for there to at least be force against those who do not want to give up power.
Guillotine. Shink.
Ooh,
Shink. Shink.
now you're making me horny.
You are very low, Tom, and you still need to like turn up the game. Or wait a minute, is it possible that like the snowball is plugged into the wrong thing? Are you sure that the Discord is pulling audio from your snowball?
Yes.
Ooh, much
Oh,
better.
better. Yes, whatever
Whatever
you're
you
doing, keep
did,
it there.
that worked.
I jiggered around with my with the input USB cord. Could that have done
You
it?
flipped it over?
No, I just no, I had it plugged in the right way. It must have just come a little bit loose from the socket.
And sometimes it's like the connection just utterly fails, and like either at the end from on your computer end or on the microphone end, and so sometimes happens. What end was just particular like equipment connections and stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta like jiggle the thing.
Well, I jiggled the thing, and now am I normal volume or
No, you're still quiet.
Well, you're still a little quiet, but you're better. So I think you just need to increase the gain on your snowball itself if you have a way to do that. Or
maybe there's a volume knob on your microphone.
There's no knobs or anything on the microphone. It's just the mic, and then anything like that would have to be on software, and I don't have any idea what software to use to do that, and I don't see anything in the voice settings on Discord. So I am going to be ASMRing this, I guess.
Looks like
there is a output volume, but like, would that be? I don't know. No.
I have output volume all the way up.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Oh, there is one thing that like we can do for our end is that we can right click on Tom and there's user volume.
Oh, I did. It didn't do very much.
Okay, I'll do it on my end at least, so that I can hear Tom well. But I don't know how well it will like spill out to like the audience. Didn't Trump get dates of important battles wrong? By the way, too tired to watch.
Probably.
I have not watched the 4th of July speech, and
he also said that Cornwallis was the Lord of Yorktown, and that during the Revolution, Americans captured the airports.
Oh, that was the one that like people had the biggest laugh about, and that's what inspired the paintings, the Revolutionary War painting. Like, is instead of George Washington and his like troops crossing the Delaware, it is George Washington and his troops at the airport
going through security.
Is there already a cartoon of that out?
Should be. Okay. Someone has to mod one of those games. There is one of those like Total War games where it is like the Revolutionary War time modded so that they're in modern day and taking over air.
Trump said that Revolutionary War troops took over the airports. Or as the New York Times has put it, the Redcoats are in a holding pattern over LaGuardia.
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston. I think what Trump said about
Cornwallis was that he was Lord Cornwallis of Yorktown. And
he was stationed at Yorktown, so...
Well,
or that's where the battle was fought.
That was where the final battle was fought, where we and the French beat him.
Yep, the French did something good for us, for once.
Wait, did I?
Well, it's more that they did something bad for the British.
Yeah, they supported us because we were fighting the British. That they weren't necessarily all in favor. Well, they might have been kind of in favor of us screwing with the British.
We were Britain's Vietnam.
It's so true.
I suppose so.
Wasn't that true for like the 70 Years' War, which are like we call it in America as the French and Indian War?
That was an extension of a massive. It was basically World War Zero, a European conflict over a clash of empires, and it just extended into the Americas because France, England, and Spain all had stuff here, and France and Spain were tied into the Habsburg Empire there.
Right. And then we have movies like Last of the Mohican.
Mm-hmm. Even though that dude is not a Mohican.
Yes,
or a Mohawk.
And I still haven't seen it since like I saw it in like middle school, actually, because it was in my social studies class when we were studying the French and Indian War. Our teacher showed that movie. Yes, he did censor that movie in his way with 2 VCR tape decks. He would just like have like the VHS tape in one, and then the movie in the other, and be recording on the other one, but not recording for all the blood stuff. There was like one brief shot that like he couldn't like edit out, but yeah, he managed to like edit out all of the blood and gore in The Last of the Mohicans, doing that with dual tape decks.
There wasn't all that much blood and gore in that movie.
He still had to censor it for like a middle school, though. You know how the administration would. I mean, for movies that weren't to be censored and be shown in class, they have to like bring out a parental form that all the students have to like deliver to their parents to get them to sign and said, yes, I'm fine with my student watching this film. Not everyone managed to get a parent's signature for us to see the full movie of the Romeo and Juliet, the classic one, the one in the 60s. So we didn't see the love scene.
Well, Romeo and Juliet is basically porn, so.
I guess I gotta rewatch that movie then.
Yeah, well, it's child porn. That.
Oh yeah. The actress was really young, right?
No. In the play, Romeo and Juliet were both teenagers.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Mid teenagers.
What age range? Yeah. It's like 11 to 14-ish for middle school. And for my school district in Kent, it's a little different. It starts at 7th grade. It's the same as like all across America, but we do 3 years in the Kent School District, or at least we did when I went to school, and where most times it's just 2 years. So it's just 2 years of like preparing for like how high school is structured, and then 4 years of high school. But in Kent, we did 3 years, and then three years of middle school. Or junior high school, and then 3 years of high school.
Mm-hmm. It really strongly varies from place to place, but it's basically the very beginning of your teen years.
Yes.
Yeah, the worst awkward years of puberty is middle school.
Yes.
Yeah. So put them all together in one school and keep them segregated from the rest of the humans.
Let them all go through their personal hell together.
Yes, and some of that personal hell still continues to high school. Oh God! Imagine trying to go through your puberty and personal hell for middle school and high school now with phones and social media.
Ugh.
Actually, that's kind of the part of the point of like the movie 8th Grade, which I saw in 2008. Yeah, and I really love that movie because like I connected with the character. So everyone go and check out 8th Grade. I think it's on Amazon Prime, and so I really enjoyed that like short, that simple, sweet movie.
And there was another movie that came out recently about a middle school girl got invited to a party. It was on Feminist Frequency. They talked about it on Feminist Frequency. That's all I really know about it.
Sounds like a Pornhub category.
Middle school though, because
maybe dark web category.
Because college age girl being invited to a party, that's totally appropriate for like Pornhub. Yes.
College age girl that looks like a mid to late teen.
Yes, that is definitely a thing. Yes, and why do guys like that? Well, guys like to watch that because they fantasize about back when they were in high school. So,
well, yeah, and or they're pedophiles.
That too. Or it's because of they so used to the over sexualization of high school girls from watching anime that's they want to see it in their porn.
Yeah, the Japanese fetish for school uniforms seems.
Yep.
I see that. Well, I also see that in I think English English schoolgirls in school uniforms is a thing, or British.
Basically, it's creeping on young women.
Yes.
Yeah. That's I can't stand. Well, I really can't stand the the incest porn stuff. The brother sister step brothers step sister.
The pervy family.
Pervy family stuff. I just that just.
Yeah, step really... fantasy. Mithra Hunter, our teacher showed you the Roman Polanski. That was probably the director of Macbeth. Nice. I think that was the director that did Romeo and Juliet that we couldn't see in my middle school. We saw most of it. We just didn't see the love scene.
You sure it wasn't the modern one?
It was. It did not star Leonardo DiCaprio.
No. Okay, so not that one. Because I know you're super young and you could have seen that in middle school.
Yeah. I just didn't. Because even then, I did see Titanic. I really enjoyed that movie, but then it's just afterwards, it's just yeah, that was something I watched, and that's it. And it won 11 Oscars, and it's still the #1 movie. And but even then it's just oh, Leonardo DiCaprio, he's just a pretty boy who can't act, and I was so wrong.
Yeah, I haven't seen much by him. I think the only thing I've seen recently, or reasonably recently, was Django Unchained, and I thought he did pretty well in that one.
That's the thing is, I think it was Inception that I finally admit that what, we were just all shitting on Leonardo DiCaprio because he was beautiful and we were jealous of that, but the dude can act. Plus, it's just he never did a whole bunch of bad movies. Well, maybe he did give you a couple ones, but every other movie that Leonardo DiCaprio was doing, he was either an incredible director that who can blame him for working with Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg and so on and so forth, or he giving an incredible performance. It was Inception that was or was it The Departed before that? It's either one of those two. It's by that time it's wow, man, he can still act. It's been a long time since we watched Inception, and I want to rewatch that because wondering if it still holds up today. I did enjoy The Departed, even though I'm not that big on Scorsese as a director. I'm not saying that I think his movies are bad or overrated. I just I do not frequently watch his movies. I also have not seen Django Unchained. Maybe it will eventually get around to it, but I'm with Lito. I know that Quentin Tarantino can be a bit over.
I think Tarantino's overrated.
Was that what you were going to say, Jonathan? Overrated? You cut out just at the end of.
I think. I swear I was pushing down the button. I think Quentin Tarantino is over.
Yeah.
He did it again. Same
Quentin
thing,
Tarantino is overrated.
There you go.
Yay, you got it.
Oh, fuck this push to talk thing.
What's your
DiCaprio was in Critters 3.
Well, he must have gotten an Oscar for that wonderful film.
Okay, now I want to watch Critters 3 now.
Tiny furball aliens that will eat anything or anyone set their sights on an LA apartment tower.
I mean, I did see the first Critters movie. That was a fun movie.
I don't know if I've seen any. What are are those the things that you don't feed after midnight? Or
No, that was Gremlins.
Gremlins, all right.
The first one was a straight up horror movie. After that, it was comedy.
There was a bit of comedy in the first Critters movies anyway.
There generally is in a horror.
But when you look at the Critters, you look at them, there's just like, there's a cute element of them. But it's just like, I just wish that they didn't want to eat my face.
Yeah, we've come quite a ways from Turbos that were just like to screw and or whatever they did to multiply.
The law of diminishing returns apply to Critters. I agree with Hunt. That's kind of true with any franchise. I mean, other than like when a franchise is like existed long enough, then there's the Phoenix like movies where it's just like it's like death and rebirth, as it were. So it's like, because
basically once the franchise has been around long enough that it gets passed to a different creator, then it can start to be good again. Because if it stays in the hands of just one creator for too long, they will eventually ruin it. See the prequel trilogy for Star Wars, or the last 5 Alien movies.
Yes, I don't like the last Alien movies. I'm one of those few people, I guess, who like will quickly say that Alien, the first one, is the best Alien movie.
Oh, definitely.
Don't get me wrong, Aliens is good. It's just like that's an action movie as opposed to like, Alien was a slasher.
Yes. Very different movies, different genre. Alien was still better.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Aliens had Bill Pullman. Paxton.
Yes. Aliens did have Bill Pullman.
Paxton. Pullman?
Yes, it's Bill Paxton. Everyone confused Bill Pullman for Bill Paxton.
Because it's almost exactly the same name, and it's really hard to tell white guys apart.
And they have similar movie careers where at the time they were in like a big movie that the people can point to. Oh yeah, you were awesome.
Independence Day, Aliens.
But now they're just like, oh, they're snap famous. They're what? I seen you somewhere. Where have I seen you?
What has Bill Pullman been in besides Independence Day, though?
Recently, I don't know.
Was he in Dave?
I
don't know.
Was it Bill Pullman that passed away a few years ago?
Oh, did that happen?
No, he's still alive. Bill Paxton died a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Speaking of getting them confused, I'm confused in general, so that's not a big deal. But I can see how they could be confused by.
Bill Pullman has an epic beard these days.
Ooh. Must see.
He was in Spaceballs.
Yes, he was. But it's like, that's not what he's done recently.
No. He was in the new Independence Day.
Yes, which was a terrible movie.
And he's been in a bunch of stuff. Nothing phenomenal, doesn't look like. I will be right back. Gotta do something.
Okay, I'm seeing the beard of Bill Pullman. That is a great beard.
Yeah, I have a question, Jonathan.
Sure.
While John's out of the room and we can be honest with each other. Is he awesome or what? No, actually, what I was.
John Brockman?
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to be nice. What I was wanting to talk about, though, since you're talking about film things, and I know that you like to go to the new stuff. Have you seen the latest Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man recently?
Oh yeah. I did saw that on Wednesday, and I really enjoyed Spider-Man Far From Home. It was some people would like put it as like number 3 under a list of all-time best Spider-Man movies, and I would agree with them. The thing is, like, I have to like rewatch Spider-Man 2 or the first Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 2 to see where Spider-Man 2 is on my list of the top 3 Spider-Man movies of all time. But for my list, it's definitely still number 1 being Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But Spider-Man Far From Home is still a really good movie. And the thing is, like, it does expect you to, of course, see the rest of the MCU movies and know what happened in Endgame. And yes, I'm still not going to give any spoilers to Endgame.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Should I, would I have to have some idea what the rest of the universe was going on, and when you say the rest, huh?
You would need the film is expecting you to know what happened in Infinity War and in Endgame. So because they do directly talk about it at the beginning, kind of like establish this would be the first movie to establish what happened like post Endgame, and how it has changed some people, as it were, as well as like what the effect was on the rest of the world. And so I'm still not going to go into like spoilers for Endgame, because like you got to like know what's the resolution of that to like see Spider-Man Far From Home, or you're going to be spoiled about that aspect if you haven't seen Endgame, but you're going to see Spider-Man essentially. So, and it's kind of like a minor thing. It's still a plot thing. It's still integral to like what happened in Endgame. So it's like it's that weird thing where it's like the movie is just expecting you to like see Endgame before you see a Far From Home.
Okay.
But
well, I don't have a real desire or actually ability to see the other ones before I would see this one. So I guess I'll sit this one out too. How about Into the Spider-Verse?
It's not really a huge plot point. I mean, it's just that
Yeah.
Steve and Iron Man, what's his name? Steve and Tony totally made out. It was a very minor thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and there's pictures of both Steve A. Rogers and Tony Stark just like making out all over the place. Because, like, yeah, the ending, that's another thing. Okay, about they expect you to also see the ending of Endgame. So, yeah, you're going to like, it's not a major point of like Spider-Man, of all the kids talking about, that like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers is gay. That's the thing. But you will see images of it throughout. It's one of those things that's in like in the background of the movie of Spider-Man Far From Home, and it's not at the forefront of the plot of that movie, because like again, it's like that movie is its own movie, it's its own story, and it's self-contained. Or a bit self-contained, as it were, as much as a sequel can be. But like there's the universe stuff is in the background, so that's the best way to like describe it. So if you happen to see Spider-Man Far From Home, but yet haven't seen Endgame, you're just going to be spoiled a little of like what you're going to see in Endgame. But the movie, no.
So they do or don't have the gay stuff in.
There was no gay
Spider-Man
kiss.
one.
Sorry, that was us lying.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about kissing.
This movie could use more gay, but like I don't think. Sadly, at this point, it's just like Disney is going to like the only time that like there's going to be more gay stuff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff is if they know for sure, Disney knows for sure, absolutely for sure, that gay stuff will sell well in China. That's it. in the ancillary stuff and the other shows, which is like they're not banking on like China for a big block office like returns, they probably will just like a lot of the gay stuff to be there. I mean, Jessica Jones, for example. But it's like for the major movies, the gay stuff, if they're going to put it in there, it's not going to be front and center. You can imply it though, like in Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, John, I did understand you were screwing with me. I was letting you go and seeing how much you elaborate. It was intriguing to me.
I did love Mysterio a lot in Spider-Man: Far From Home. Jake Gyllenhaal was great in that role. And also, it's like, without spoiling anything, it made me kind of think, ooh. I now want to see I want to see those like old movies again in the MCU, all the way back to like Iron Man 1, and see if like if that is like true that like that person was there. Ooh, oh, okay, this is fun. And of course, I am going to skip like Iron Man 2 because, or maybe
Which
do
person?
something else. Well,
Which person?
I'm not going to give spoilers.
Okay, put it in Discord. The name. Oh wait, is this from Spider-Man?
This is Spider-Man: Far From Home. Yes.
Okay, never mind. Don't. I'm gonna see that soon.
I mean, yeah. For all of us, I'm there. It might possibly be someday that I want to sit down. Maybe my son can get me the rest of the movies, and we sit down and have a marathon, and then.
Yeah, there's only like 20 at this point.
I don't want to be. Yeah, I could knock that out on a weekend. I see Mithril Hunt says, asks if we've heard about the fuss about Little Mermaid having a black lead.
Oh,
yeah, that's amusing.
What anybody know anything about that?
Yeah, not Halle Berry, I don't think,
black?
but Halle something. Bailey? Similar name.
Okay.
But they cast a black actress for Ariel, and the shitlords are losing their goddamn minds.
Just the voice in the character?
No, it's a live action remake, sort of like they did for Aladdin.
Live action. Oh, all right. Oh, and the anti-SJWs are having fainting spell, clutching their pearls.
Yep, they positively have a fit of the vapors.
That's delicious. Would someone please think of the children? Actually, we are, so that's why we have a black lead for diversity.
That's not the children they're worried about. They're worried about themselves because they are emotional children. That's,
yes.
Well, I suppose, I don't know. That might be pejorative towards children.
Yes.
Children tend to be more accepting.
Yeah, children don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so yes, there is a black Ariel. I say make all of the characters black. I don't care. There's a whole catalog of movies with white characters that I can go to if in case I feel like I'm not represented. Which
we should remake the American Revolution with black. Oh wait, they already did that.
Oh yeah, Hamilton. And see, who complained about that?
Even Mike Pence went to see it.
Yeah, and probably made some bank off that from all the outraged anti-SJW, the anti-human types out there on the right. I wonder what I got thinking about that when you're talking about remaking old movies with black leads and black characters and maybe black stories. I wonder how you might write Song of the South with black people as the heroes and leads, and the white Southerners as the goofy, hicks. I wonder, that might be kind of fun. I mean, to write and think about. I don't know. It never get made.
Yeah.
But Song of this Disney is I don't know if they pulled it absolutely, that they're not ever going to show it again, but they have it. They've taken it out of any rotation in their their remakes and reissues.
Yeah, it's been locked in the vault for years. But who knows? Now that Trump is president and society is changing, and we're so post-racial that we have Trump as president, maybe, they'll bring it back out and celebrate it for what it truly was.
Yeah, we might
An
have
honest and accurate depiction of the way that the South was, when everyone was happy and knew their place.
We could have a rebirth of a nation.
Indeed.
We have a president in office now that's at least as racist as Wilson was.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Hawk, I agree. Idris Elba, just about like anything is good with Idris Elba in anything.
How was he in Dark Tower?
I did not see that movie.
Nor did I.
I'll make it unanimous.
I just never read Stephen King stuff. Well, I don't read, and so and I never watch much of the Stephen King movies, even the classic ones. I will watch the Green Mile because Little Arm's my friend, and if I don't, she'll guillotine me. The motherfucker.
It's an excellent movie.
Mm-hmm. I should also watch.
Is that one Leto wants everybody to see?
It's one of her favorite movies. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, is that the one with old Sparky in the murder of human prisoners?
No. You might be thinking of Shawshank Redemption.
What's a Green Mile? I thought that was...
Green Mile also has prisoners, but it's got Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan on death row.
Well, that was what I was thinking. The Green Mile.
Okay.
I thought the Green Mile meant the death row.
Yes, Green Mile does refer to death row.
Okay,
but
well, I've avoided it for that reason. I'm not crazy about death row movie. Well, death row movies ending in death anyway.
It's a good movie. It's hard to describe.
Oh, okay. So it's not straightforward.
It's not really about death row so much.
So it's not like Dead Man Walking.
No. Although they do say that at one point. But no. It's a guy with magic powers who happens to be on death row. It's a different kind of story.
Yeah, I got the sense that there was something mystical about it. And that was... I guess I got that confused with death and coming back after death and not being able to be killed or something like that. But don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I'll see if I can figure out how to watch it.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse is on Netflix, so you can go watch it.
Awesome.
Fucking. Cat
Sasha,
is,
behave.
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix. I have Amazon Prime. So let me check on.
So you can watch Good Omens while you try to figure out something else.
Yeah,
Good Omens.
I'm up to 4 of the 6 6 of the series. So I'm making progress. I'm up to where Leto was last week.
And are you enjoying Good Omens?
I love it. It's just it's spectacular. For me, anyway. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Of Gaiman and Pratchett.
Yeah, because like Mehmet said like 2 weeks ago that like it was better than the book, and I mean, so while others have said on my like Facebook that like the book was better, just saying, I have no frame of reference from the book. I still haven't read it, but from what I have seen of the show, I loved the show. It was great. I've seen it all, so and I won't spoil anything, but I love the conclusion of everything.
I'm looking at The Green Mile on Amazon Prime, and I would have to rent it. So,
yeah, same with us.
Is it worth $4?
$4? Jesus.
It's $4 to rent it, yeah.
$4 to rent and $15 to buy.
Let me introduce you to a little thing called the Pirate Bay. Don't steal movies, kids, unless it's fun.
Please don't. I feel bad enough about what a mutual friend of ours offered and actually gave me for audiobooks. And if I went much further than that, I think I would feel bad because I'm terribly religious and my guilt would kill me. Wait a minute, I'm not religious.
I was about to say, because like, listen, Tom, I grew up Catholic. I was indoctrinated with guilt. You just have to like figure out that like it's okay, and you also have to figure out that it's not you or it's not because of you. And
I believe in supporting creators. I do not believe in supporting corporations.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, support the artists, but still, must end capitalism. Actually, that does remind me that there's like for like some maybe that's the thing. Like for some authors or some writers or some creators, maybe they have like their own Patreon. So if you give them money on Patreon, then you can like they will probably like make their work available to you right then and there. But also, it's just like if you feel guilty for like stealing or finding ways to like enjoy a piece of work through other means, but still want to give money to the creator, they probably have like their own PayPal, coffee, or like a Patreon, or even an Etsy store that they like run. So yeah.
Well, so yeah, something like. But the thing about that is something like a movie would have has a lot of creators, and it depends on who gets residuals, I guess, because you know, the production staff would probably already just have gotten a salary. Then the question is, which of the artists would get residuals?
And those would mostly be, I think, the really, really big names who don't need your support as much.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Unless it's a smaller independent production.
Right.
Yeah,
like The Green Mile was by whoever it was by. Probably a simple, small.
Yeah. Green Mile with Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan creating a Stephen King book. Yeah, that was a small art house thing. Yeah. Labor of Love, definitely not a major motion picture.
Yeah, they crowdfunded.
You could be surprised. There are some movies that they like get a big like Hollywood actor to star in them, but they're still like an independent movie because like the budget was only like $3 million as well. So plus like, not to say that's the case for The Green Mile. I think The Green Mile had a big budget behind it.
Yeah, Meet Bill had Aaron Eckhart, and it was a smaller movie.
As Eddie Murphy for the longest time did not agree to do like this independent movie that he did which was it over a decade ago. That was
the Harlem movie.
Probably. They also starred someone who was from American Idol.
Oh, then definitely not that one. The one I'm thinking of, I think, is from the 90s.
Oh yeah, Harlem Nights. That also had like Richard Pryor in that one.
Yep.
I remember that movie. It was an interesting movie. I liked it. But like there's some. You go ahead, Tom.
Well, I was just entirely differently. I was watching John play with Stinky, and I
Sasha.
didn't see a bandage. Yeah, okay. I didn't see a bandage, and now as he's closer to the camera, I see that he's got what a kind of a red or fluorescent orange bandage on the tail.
Mm-hmm. It's a new bandage.
He still has the bandage though for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be for months, and the damn thing keeps slipping down, so it's no longer covering the affected portion.
Well, you staple it in.
Tom, you have interesting solutions to these things.
Well, it's simple and direct and totally counterproductive. And in my situation, in my case, I figure if I can get 2 out of 3 right, that's as close as I'm going to come. So you probably want to go for your medical advice to somebody else. Unless your situation calls for a 2-step solution, in which case I have a shot.
Oh, by the way, so the 3 of us are Americans, and the country, the murderous, genocidal country that we have, had a birthday. What do you guys did on 4th of July?
Stayed in, comforted the dog on National Scare Your Dog Day.
Yes.
Yeah. I was doing similar things, except I don't have a dog. And my neighbor's dog was actually out in the sticks with my neighbor's brother, so he didn't get all scared by the horrible pounding fireworks. My village is about 350 people, but it also has a fireworks store. Is the only, other than a couple bars and a gas station, it's the only other real business in town, and it sells big stuff. I mean, the actual fireworks that you would see at a display in in a park on the 4th. And so about half the people in town, I think, bought a whole bunch of fireworks and shot them off Thursday night, whenever the hell it was, Thursday night. And it was constant from about 8 o'clock until 1 or 2 in the morning. And they were sent, and a lot of them were the loud report ones, the cannon shots. Another thing that happened was that, a thing that happened is that one of the houses, one of the families that does the most of it, probably the one that does most of it, they're doing it today yet, is about 2 houses down from me, upwind. So by the end of the night, I was almost choking in my apartment with all the windows closed from all the gunpowder residue. It smelled like rotten eggs. So I was busy trying to find some way to breathe. That was fun. Oh, and
America, fuck yeah.
Oh, and tanks in DC. I understand. I didn't.
God still hates Trump. Got rained out again.
Did any tanks actually drive down the street? Or
no, they would have destroyed all the pavement if they'd done that.
That's what I was thinking.
They were museum pieces, and they were sitting on plywood
in parks, I guess.
Mm-hmm. With fences around them to keep people away.
That's fun. I like climbing on tanks. That's the only good thing about them.
Yeah. I haven't done that. I haven't had the opportunity to.
Go to a museum and climb on dinosaurs instead. So much better.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
the bones of the actual bones ones, not the reconstructions. Those are the ones that are fun to climb on. No, there's a lot of places in at least in Wisconsin have tanks and artillery pieces in the town squares. And one place especially has a Sherman tank from World War II that they keep up pretty well. I mean, it's all welded shut and all that kind of stuff. You can't climb in or anything, but it's well taken care of. And at least when I was a kid, we used to stop on the way to Wisconsin Dells and climb all over the tank and have a great time pretending that we were fighting Nazis.
Mm-hmm. I like how you say that word, Nazis.
Nazis. Well, I normally say it the right way, but I thought it would be kind of fun to put it that way this time because we have a Nazi in power.
Yes, we do.
We had a better war than the ones that we've been having lately.
Yeah.
I mean, a worse war in terms of destruction and horror and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of us being on the right side of history, at least, I think we can safely say that fighting fascists was a good thing.
Yes, and somehow fighting fascists, at least in the streets, is a problem now, as we discussed in the one of the earlier stories today with Andy No. And okay, yeah, that's right. So yes, his name is Vietnamese, so it's NGO. So Kevin Logan is Nagoy or something like that.
No,
but
it's the NG is in song. So no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I asked my Vietnamese stepmom how to pronounce it. You just elongate the O a bit.
Did you talk about the concrete milkshakes?
Yes, we did.
Yep. We made quite a bit of fun of that.
I missed all the good stuff. The good stuff.
It's okay. You can listen back to the earlier portion of the live stream.
Yeah, I now remember. I was looking back and Marty was saying that they're a CT tech and that they can't imagine that anybody with a brain bleed would be allowed to leave the hospital within 24 hours if they actually had a brain
aneurysm.
If you're bleeding inside your brain, you have a very, very serious problem and you could die.
Yes.
You're not going to walk away after a couple of hours.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you can make propaganda against the people that threw the horrible concrete milkshakes and hurt your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did read though. Did you see Thought Slime's
yes
thing on
Thought Slime is excellent.
Where he said that sugar stops concrete from hardening, and that so if there was an actual concrete milkshake, it would not harden.
Yep. Basically, any sugar and a concrete mix the size of a milkshake would prevent it from hardening.
Yeah, and Bronx Brother actually returned to YouTube as well from a month's hiatus. So what's some of the stuff that Bronx Brothers covers, because he is looking at and studying and watching the alt-right. So I can't blame the guy for taking a break from that horrible stuff that he has seen. But he did return this week with another video and covering the Andy No situation. So yeah. I'll put the video in the live chat.
Yeah, I think I saw. I think I saw it listed in my suggestions, but I haven't gotten around to watching it. I've been really. I was going to say I've been lazy lately, but no, I'm generally lazy in reading and watching.
Yeah,
important stuff.
Yeah, I've been lazy a lot on my free time because my time is not my own because I agreed to work at a job, or I'm forced to work at a job in order to pay for rent, food, and all those luxuries. And so, and so, yeah. But even when I do get free time, like weekends or 4th of July, because it was a day off, it's a holiday. Yeah, I did nothing. Not even like I said before, YouTube stuff. But so no, I mean, but I did see Thoughts Line's video, and it was excellent.
Yeah, as Mithril Hunt pointed out, the milkshake was made with soy milk, which is,
of course,
which was delicious.
Mm-hmm. The left is the expert on soy as well, and soy milk.
And so he went and checked his soy milk, and yes, it has sugar in it.
5 grams per serving.
And I would drink I have said this before. Is like I could easily go vegan, and the thing is, like, because I mentioned earlier before, when we were talking about anti-vaxxers, I am allergic to eggs. So being that, like, I cut eggs out of my diet anyway, I know the foods to avoid that would that would normally be made with eggs, but if they're not, then they're vegan. Like most pastries, the easiest way to make them vegan is just like to ask for like eggless pastries, as it were, and there are vegan options for that. So that's one, like, actually, like, temptation for me to go vegan is all the vegan pastries. And I also don't drink milk. It's just too strong for me. Kind of like sensitivity to like lactose in that regard. Even though I am able to process lactate because I'm a mutant like that, as a lot of people are, but only 33% of the population of humans on the planet. But so I don't drink a lot of milk anyway, and I definitely don't eat anything made with eggs. And I'm also allergic to like mildly to poultry, so it's like I just have to cut out beef, pork, and other like animal byproducts like honey, and I can go vegan. I just haven't because, well, I live with my brothers, and they're not interested in going vegan. I even floated the idea. Like when I suggested, hey, I can still make spaghetti. You can make spaghetti without ground beef. And my oldest brother goes, what's the point of that? However, I am allergic to soy. Mildly, though. So I haven't cut it out of my diet because soy is in a lot of products. I just, after a while eating too much soy, including tofu, I will shut down. My body will feel bloated and uncomfortable. So it's just like that is my problem with going vegan. Is that like I'm still allergic to soy, and so I have to like get I should just get immunotherapy so I can eat soy as well, chicken and turkey and eggs before I go vegan. Who knows? Coconut milk, though, and almond milk, though, I would easily use that for cooking. I don't see the problem with like using that instead of like regular milk for like mac and cheese, even though it's like packaged stuff. Did I mention I did nothing on 4th of July?
You did. Sounded like a fun time.
I think so.
Yeah, because I don't feel like celebrating like the supposed birth of this country on the 4th.
No, the country was conceived on the 4th. It was born on December 12th.
That's a good way to put it. How come we don't celebrate our conceptions? Oh, we don't know it.
Also because we don't want to think about our parents having sex.
There's that.
That's probably, I just learned something, though. I got a phone call.
Yeah?
And, yeah. And...
did you flip your phone open to check your phone call?
I don't have a flip phone. I'm sorry. I know it's embarrassing to be my age and not have a flip phone. No, it's a smartphone. No, the thing is that it's my new phone, and it's on Wi-Fi instead of cell because we don't get cell coverage here, and I'm never sure if if it's on cell reception or on Wi-Fi. And because in the house I can't get cell, and sometimes it flips over to cell reception only. And I just got a incoming phone call, so that means that it's on Wi-Fi. and that's the first call I think I've gotten, the first incoming call I think I've gotten on my new phone. So I know that it works. I'm getting happier and happier with my new fancy high-tech $200 phone. That's all.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
That's also the phone that I'm going to be playing with, downloading the thing that I don't want to talk about, that Lato suggested that I might want to listen to, that might or might not be entirely legal. So now I feel more comfortable in doing things like that.
I mean, is questionably legal or extra legal?
I'm going to say legal adjacent.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I hate about this, like, not push to talk, because, like, the green circle around my icon is now just, like, active constantly, and so it always looks like I'm prepared to talk or always talking.
Well, you kind of are
anyway. Yeah.
Huh. I'm looking at the chat, and Mithril Hunt says that soy farming is screwing up the Amazon rainforest.
Mm-hmm. They're clear cutting the Amazon to set up new farms, and soy grows well there.
I'm a little. I don't. I live in corn country, Wisconsin, dairy corn country, but over the last, I don't know how long, decade or three decades, we've had more and more soybean fields.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's as many soybean fields as there are cornfields, and so I'm thinking, it seems like the supply of soy is growing anyway, at least in the States, and now they're so it's horrible that they have to cut down they feel like they have a right to cut down the Amazon to make more things that are good for people in general and environment otherwise in general.
Well, Brazil wants to get in on the soy craze and wants to and they have to be in competition with Wisconsin and all the other farmers, because they want to make money in order to stay competitive or stay around or just make money. And yeah, so remember, people, that yes, it is very sad that soy farming is screwing the Amazon rainforest. You could either blame it on just the fascist that's now the president of Brazil, that's yeah, cut down the rainforest, why should we care, because there's that, or cut down the rainforest, it's good for profits,
and kill the natives and screw women, and let's be racist, and also let's kill gay people.
Yes.
So it's a win-win for the fascists and the capitalists.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's Nazi. Correct.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm so happy that we have Nazis in real life now.
Yep. Now, I would they contend that Nazism is just a particular kind of fascism that happened in the Germany, and the neo-Nazis, which are around, are the ones that idolize those kind of Nazis. I would use fascist as just a blanket term for those kind of people, though. Because fascism can come in different forms, sprung up in different places. Japan fascism, Italy fascism. So Brazil would have their own kind of fascism. It's more or less kind of still the same, but it's just a different flavor of it. So not that it's a major issue, but I only take a tiny bit of issue with just calling all fascists Nazis. I prefer to call all Nazis fascists as opposed.
Yeah, that syntactically or definitionally, I agree with you. But what I have to remember, though, is that Nazis, National Socialists, were left wing. So
Yeah.
And I know that's true because the guy who is the skeptic in chief wrote a tweet about it, and so I know that Shermer is.
He definitely did the research on that. Yep, he must
did
have.
the research on that. He must have. He must know because is it Skeptical Inquirer that he runs or ran?
Skeptic Magazine.
Skeptic Magazine. Okay, so he must know. I mean, he's logical. He's a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's perfectly, fair and balanced about this because he doesn't have identity politics.
Yeah, and he never harasses women in elevators late at night. Allegedly.
Oh, good. Not lately. Yeah, that's good.
That is, to my knowledge. And keep in mind, I haven't been paying at all any attention to the asshole for a long time.
No one needs to.
Yeah, but he's in the intellectual dark web with such brilliant minds as Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris. And Gad Saad. Can't forget Gad Saad.
Everyone forgets Gad Saad.
And that makes him so sad.
Yes. It was Jordan Peterson that really stole his stick. He was wanted to be the intellectual professor, anti-SJW or anti-ID pool kind of professor, but Jordan Peterson stole all that thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's far more of he's a fascist.
Yes.
Or at least a fascist sympathizer.
He's fash.
Yeah.
Who, Peterson or
yes,
Sad?
Peterson.
Peterson.
Whereas Gad Saad is also fash, but he's a Jew, so they don't really trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Laura Loomer, only a guy and
a professor. Yeah, a professor of marketing, which makes him eminently qualified to talk about science.
Obviously.
Okay,
if you have a PhD, you're universally competent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, people, yes, Noam Chomsky is a professor of linguistics, and he does go outside of his field's expertise when he writes books. But, unlike other professors,
research on that.
He does a lot of research. His books are well sourced. In his prime, I heard that there was actually Garrett's old channel in one of his many hangouts he did on his old channel. That in Noam Chomsky's prime, he would read 2 sources a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he also said throughout his childhood and throughout his adulthood, he just read constantly, and that's how he acquired all the knowledge that he has to have thoughts on things like anarchism and all that stuff. So, while other professors that go outside their field of expertise, not all other professors, some other professors,
some people put in the work and establish their bona fides. Other people are right wing.
Yes.
Okay. Apropos absolutely nothing else. I just started to feel kind of sick in my stomach. So I think even though I'm not old, I'm going to go away and try to deal with that and let you guys have a good time and maybe make fun of me while I'm not here again. So
we have also been going for 2 hours.
Yep.
Well,
so I'm going to need to do things like walk the dog.
Yeah, so...
and we didn't mention the good news. Thank you. Okay, sorry. No, Tom, you go ahead and say goodbye. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, I see what Mithra Hunt just put in there about Tommy Robinson, Stephen Yaxley Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe
that's some good news.
He's going back to prison.
Maybe you'll stay there a while. Well, I'm leaving anyway. So on that high note, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom. Feel better.
Bye. Thanks.
And I think that is a good time to end the show, because we managed to cover a lot. Managed to also be what are we going to talk about? Did cover some of the news of the week, including what happened to me on Twitter, and it covered some good news. And so
yes.
I will go through the pitches then. That was Tom McDonald. He is Tom McDonald on Facebook. You can reach out to him if you want to. He is at TSMac on Twitter, which he barely uses. Literado was not here, but she is the owner of the Facebook page, the Crypt Captor, where she barely put anything up on there. But she also is the owner of the Facebook page Misandry Animals. Everyone loves that. She is admin at Anarchist Memes, and she is also Literal Ano on YouTube and Literal Ano on Facebook, on Twitter. She's on Facebook, but we're not giving out her name. No. And I am Summer and a Geek on YouTube, Summer and a Geek on Twitter. I have Instagram, I have Tumblr as well. You can find those links for those things on my YouTube channel. But please give money to our friends and comrade. Mainly, I have other links on there, all of my videos of other comrades and other worthy causes, people who need money. But please give money to our friend and comrade Joanna via share her around her big bowl, which I'm going to paste in the live chat right there. And please give money to her via PayPal at severajoe@gmail.com and pasting that into the live chat as well. Because everyone else is worthy of some money, including their friend Christy Abbey. Going to put her PayPal link into the live chat as well, because she was very helpful to me on Twitter as well, and reach out to me for what was going on, and I so greatly appreciate what she has done. And she could use a little financial help, but Joanna is also raising her kid, so please donate money via PayPal to severajoe@gmail.com. And that's my pitches.
Okay. And as for me, you can hypothetically find me here some nights playing guitar video games. But you can also find me weekly playing Dungeons & Dragons games, hosted by my friend Kevin. It's Dungeons & Debacles. We are playing an evil party, looking to free an ancient red dragon from her imprisonment. Heck of a lot of fun, entirely different. We have started live streaming that via Twitch. You can find the link in the thingy. And you can, watch and play along with it. Well, not play along with us, but watch as we play. It's a lot of fun. We also do it as a podcast. Okay, and with that, I am going to sign off and try to find a way to stand up without waking up the kitten.
That'll be a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.